Wanted to take a quick nosy around the old bonsai garden. There we have a Himalaya cedar, awesome lovely Douglas fir. I would guesstimate it at about 40 to 50 years old. I'm very pleased about my crab apple this year. Again, probably around the sort of 18 to 20 years old. First time ever I've actually had it flowering, so I'm hoping for some fruit to come through. You'll see a bit later on with my hawthorn. It's also the first time I've actually had flowers grow, or had it produce flowers. All my hawthorn are actually Yamadori that I've collected over the last few years. Most of them, I think, probably around the sort of 20 to 30 year old. They've still got a long way to go in terms of ramification, developing those branch structures. I'm hoping in the next sort of 5 to 10 years we can get them looking like something. I'm very pleased with some of the growth coming through again this year. We're in early spring at the moment, so probably the best time to start doing a bit of pruning and looking at how you can make a few adjustments, I suppose. Just a quick look up here. Again, you can see a lot of Yamadori up here. I'll zoom up in a couple in a minute just to show you some of the flowers starting to come through. Yeah, it's hard to estimate how old these actually are. I'm not an expert by any means, but I would have thought sort of between the sort of 20 to 30 year old, especially with the trunks. Most of these I've had for about 6 or 7 years now, so there we go, there's a few flowers coming through. I'll put that down to continuous feeding over winter using slow release fertilizer pellets. I'm just going to take a quick walk down here, so just excuse the break in the video. I'll do my best. This guy here is probably one of my, it's my pride and joy really. Just have a look at the base of that fella. The trunk, I don't know, 20 inches maybe. He's absolutely chocker with flowers this year. I'm very, very pleased. First time ever actually in 7 or 8 years that I've had these guys. He obviously needs a lot of work. I'm not a wiring expert, so I tend to sort of just rely on the natural growth for shape. I have attempted to do a bit of wiring over the years, but never very successful. I suppose I'd need a bit of input maybe from somebody. Quickly down here we have an Italian elder, we have a few other bits and pieces here, as you can see. Mainly want to just show you my Yamadori really. I'm very pleased with this guy as well, doing really well. Obviously needs a bit of work on the trunk in terms of carving, which I haven't done before. Another one that's absolutely full this year. Very, very pleased with that. This is another one of my favourites. Got a massive trunk on it. Again, I don't know, maybe 10 or 12 inches, maybe more. Some great ramification coming through as well. Hope you guys are enjoying these videos. It's the first time I've actually ever done them, and you're probably the first people to ever see my Yamadori, so there you go. Here's another monster. This guy's going to be something. The growth has just been spectacular this spring. I may put it down to the warmer winter, I think, but again, a lot of feeding over the winter period. This guy's just huge. This trunk here. I mean, he's got to be 50 years old. And a few more of my favourites here. Again, some fantastic growth in the trunk there. This has got to be one of my best here. It's going to need some serious pruning. I tend to not let things get out of hand too soon, but as you can see, there's a lot of work to be done in these. A couple of years ago I dug up quite an exceptional Yamadori. I'll quickly give you a nosy at that one. This guy here is extreme actually. I'm very pleased that we've got some serious growth coming through this year. That trunk's got to be, I don't know, what do you reckon, 30 inches maybe. Got some beautiful growth coming through, as you can see. Don't know where I'll ever get a pot for this guy, but you know, we'll just keep him here and see how we go. Well, that's just a quick nosy. Got a few other pieces around the place. Got some beech going on here, a few cedar. Yep, there we go. I've got a lot of other trees, a lot smaller. I tend to sort of go for the sort of 2 to 3 foot variety. Probably easier to manage, especially over the warmer season. So I've moved away from having the smaller tree, smaller bonsai, to some of the bigger stuff, which I feel I'm making a bit of success, or having a bit of success with them. So I'll update you once we get a bit further into spring, and maybe we can have a look at some of the flowers and the fruit coming through. So watch this space.